Here on the Domino's post-game report, Coach, pretty strong second-half performance. Anderson took the lead with the first bucket of the third quarter, but you never trailed the rest of the way. Some timely executed sets down the stretch. What did you see from your team to hold off, but also stay in control for a lot of that second half to get the victory?
Well, there was foul trouble on both sides. Obviously, them with Nelly and with Passmore, and certainly us with Lindsay. That changes the narrative of the game a little bit when you have foul trouble like that. I think we came out in the third quarter and got out in transition much better than we did in the first half, and got some buckets near the rim. Certainly made some, like you said, timely shots. Made free throws down the stretch. We've seen earlier this year at times where we squandered things away, or we didn't defend the right way, or we've had untimely turnovers, and today we just did a much better job of playing all the way through and securing a big win over a very good basketball team. I've talked about it many times. They're not a 6 seed. They are, but they're not in our conference. They're 4 in our region or whatever they were ranked. And so they're a tough out in this tournament, and they're going to certainly be a tough out next week in the NCAA tournament.
If I would have told you Braylon Weichel gets below her season average, only makes 4 of 16 shot attempts, and then you hold Diamond McDowell and Zamiah Passmore below their season averages, you think, well, who is winning this game? But you had role players that stepped up, in particular Michaela Alvey, 22 points, but no bigger bucket than the three-pointer she hit when Anderson was down 2. They don't score. You guys do, though. What did you see from your junior guard who continues to step up and make plays? We've seen it all year, but it was really important that she did it today.
Yeah, that 3 was huge, and a lot of her play was huge, but she does it all over the floor. So it's not surprising that you see her put points on the board. And she was huge in the first half, certainly in the second half there. Just making plays. I don't know them all, got to the rim and things of that nature. And she's just the type of kid we can't take out of the game. She's just making all kinds of plays. And I think she had probably her best game to date was the last Anderson game at home, the way she finished that thing out. And certainly today was a great performance. Never playing here before, new format. Great to get a win on day 1 of the tournament.
How important was points in the paint? You're +4 there. That was that was an area in the first 2 meetings where Anderson was able to outscore you, but you get more points in the paint despite Lindsay only playing half the game with those foul troubles and eventually fouling out. So how important was your defense inside to limit their paint points, but also to outscore them and be efficient inside?
One of the things that we realized had killed us, especially in the 2 games we played in the regular season, Passmore had 28 and 20. Going back and statting that, a lot of those were paint points or layups. Certainly McDowell with her size, I don't blame her. That's where I'd want to get my points too. So we knew that if we wanted to have a chance of winning, we weren't going to stop them, but we had to try to limit them as much as we could by getting paint points. And, I think for the most part we did okay. It helps when Passmore gets in foul trouble in the first half, plays like 6 minutes. That takes her out. I think she hit 1 bucket in the first half. I don't know what she finished with, 4. But, she's kind of the head of that snake, so to speak, in my opinion, one of the best guards in our league. And so holding her to 4 buckets in her 25 minutes of action was huge. I can't say enough about them. They knew what we had to do. And I think today was just our day. We're fortunate to come away with a win against a good opponent, and certainly happy to stay one more day at the tournament.
Certainly the way you put it, too, you knew this wasn't this was not a quarterfinal team that you were playing. It was more of a semifinal, even a championship type feel of a game. As you head into the semifinals, you get Lenore Ryan, the number 2 seed. What's it take to get ready to play another high-level game, maybe back-to-back semifinal games for that matter against another quality opponent?
That's now that we've won, that's kind of what we want. When you talk about, like, strength of schedule for next week, obviously our strength of schedule takes a huge leap because of playing someone like Anderson. Where's LR? 2? Playing number 2 team in the region tomorrow. Yep. And that's what you like, if you win. If you lose, you're like, dang, I wish we had played them. But we knew coming over here is going to be step at a time, day by day. Let's try to get this one. Let's move to the next one. LR's a good team. They're number 2 in our conference and number 2 in our region for a reason. They just win games, and, we'll have to get prepared. But it's somebody we've seen twice. They've seen us twice, so there's not going to be a whole lot of surprises, I don't think, coming into that game.
Congrats on the 7-point win. We'll talk to you tomorrow in the semis.
Thank you, Andrew.
That's Carson-Newman.